Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I just like to post pictures of my drawings. No drama. Also, I have posted a link to the Marvel fan page where you can look at plot synopsis and character bios for the story that we're about to look at today. So we're going to be looking at Spider-Man 2099, number 6 from 1993. I've been covering 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have created a playlist, so feel free to check that out if you've missed any, or just search for them if you would like. So, Spider-Man 2099 was created by writer Peter David, who is not doing very well right now, health-wise, and drawn by Rick Leonardi. And the inker is Al Williamson. Also, rest in peace, Al Williamson. He did a very, you can even see on this cover, it almost looks like Bill Sienkiewicz type art that he's just kind of just I don't know whether he thought that, but I like it. I mean, so I'm not dogging on it. But it's very messy. Almost he's not even filling it, so I think he's using a pen. He's not using a brush. Al Williamson is also the inker of John Romita Jr. during his Daredevil run. So I I'm not complaining about Al Williamson's ink. I'm just saying it's a lot different than what he used to do. I mean, you can tell here that he's not using a brush. Just it seems like he's using a pen. So, so we're gonna pick up where we kind of left off. So in the 2099 universe, um, society kept building up. Okay, so think of the everything as being a way above ground. Downtown is literally the bottom. So it became the slums. So everybody just lives very tall, very high, and so so downtown is considered a slum of some kind. So we have here what's called the Watchdogs, which is supposed to be sort of like a corporate police similar to oh my goodness, their names escape me. I wanted to say the Eagle Eye, but it's the Public Eye. So they're sort of similar to what the Public Eye is. So one of them says that this part of downtown sticks worse every day. And the other, his partner, just says, you're just in a bad mood. I am too. But I know just the thing to cheer us up. Same thing that always does. So you can see here this mother and kid are just walking, and so they notice that those watchdogs are going to them, and the mom is like, just keep walking. So it says here, they search for her and says that Miss Kwan there is 2 months behind in security. She's not protected. So it looks like maybe these are gangs, or of some kind. So he asks his partner if he wants to do the honors. Of course. Um, Says here that they're going to, well, they don't have any good plans in mind. He's like, hey, you entertain the kid and I'll bring the mom current. And he gives him the gun. It says, hold this in case she gets frisky. So he is not planning on doing good things. So they're in front of her and they say, you're in the way. And she's this guy goes and says, excuse me, your account with the Watchdogs Incorporated is in the rears. This other guy says, cute kid, Miss Kwan. And she's like, your records are wrong. Well, I'm sure we can get to this straightened out. Let's discuss it. Hey. And so this one grabs the kid and She, of course, drops her um, bag. He says, "Hey, I could drop by in your place if you prefer." She's like, "Let go of me," and takes her into the alley. Um, this guy keeps threatening her, saying, "Hey, your name, address, work hours, everything's in the records. Come on, Miss Kwan. Don't you know we're a public service organization?" The other guy keeps looking at the kid and says, "Hey, I know your name, Tommy, right?" And he's like, "Don't look at that way." And the guy's like, "What grade are you in, Tommy?" So he's yelling at for his mom. Suddenly he says, "Hey, the little brat bit me." So he pushes the kid away, and the lady's fighting. She's like, "Please, not in front of the kid. Let go." You can see the kid just lines in a heap, and he's like, "Hey, you're supposed to distract the kid." And she's like, the mom is still screaming, "Please stop!" And suddenly, Spider-Man is coming from underneath the rubble. Love the eyes here. And he's like, "Help me." So the story is called Downtown Peter David. Like I said, he's having health issues. I believe he has a GoFundMe. Go check that out if you'd like to help him. Rick Leonardi is the penciler. Rick Leonardi is very famous as a fill-in artist for the X-Men during Chris Claremont's run. He had a few fill-in issues. He had, I believe, he also did Cloak and Dagger limited series. Um, so there's quite a few things. Al Williamson is the inker. Al Williamson was around for years before this. He was a very experienced inker. Again, I don't know how much he cared for it. Now, I do like the messiness of it, but this isn't like if you look on Google and you look at some of Al Williamson's work, it's beautiful. It's clean, I guess as I should say. I shouldn't say it's beautiful. It's clean because this is I find this beautiful as well. It's just a different beauty in it. Again, I believe he's using a pen just or perhaps just because most people would just use I don't know if he would just use the brush like they would just and so I think he's just dipping. It's one of those pens that you just dip. So um oh, and I don't think I said from when this story is from. I believe it's 1993. And so this guy's like recognizes him and thought that he's supposed to be up down. Tells the other guy to nail him and shoots but misses. But Spider-Man instinctively shoots that webbing on him. And this guy's gonna reach for the gun, but the girl or the lady hits him in the nuts here. So Spider-Man congratulates her on the kick and asks where he is and where does this place. The other guy's threatening him, saying he's dead. He has no idea who is screwing with, and of course this guy is still holding his nads there that got kicked, and then throws the other guy to the other guy, and so the lady runs away with her kid, and then he again goes, "Where am I?" Because apparently he's never been downtown or doesn't recognize it at least. So he's in pain. Seems like he busted something, and so he can barely walk. He says, and he sees the watchdog's vehicle and realizes that it's an old model, and so um, they ask him, the computer kind of asks him where he wants to go to. He says Babylon Tower, and he says it's outside the perimeter. And then he says just resume the program cruise, and so off he goes, and you can see here they're it's going for the next page here. Someone says Spider-Man is dead. So it's these people here talking. So Tyler Stone is with his board of directors, and they're going over the footage of Spider-Man being mowed down by the public eye. He believes that Spider-Man is dead and is furious with Sergeant Estevez, who's the one that had shot him in the previous issue. So he ends up firing um, the uh, uh, the captain here, blames him for everything. And so he's fired with prejudice, meaning he's not going to get any of his benefits. And he's like, I've been with the company for 15 years, and of course, Tyler doesn't care. Just tells him to get out of there because Tyler had plans for Spider-Man, and so Tyler had said for no one to hurt him, and he defied his orders. So he begs, and he doesn't listen, and then he says he'll get even with them. So um Stone is going to talk to the CEO. So he puts in to talk. So it does not look like Tyler is the one that is in charge at this moment. It looks like somebody else is in charge. So this guy here, we're not seeing who he is at this moment. He says that it's not going as planned, and Tyler fears that Spider-Man is dead. The CEO says that he thought Tyler had told him he had the situation on hand, that he could unleash him on Stark Fujikawa, who's the main competitor. He says about the battle, and it was going to cost them time and resources, meaning to Stark Fujikawa, and crippling their operations. Tyler says the first part worked perfectly, but then the officer, and he of course says, I don't want to hear it. He says that Tyler has, that the situation had a lot of potential, and a lost Spider-Man is a lost potential. Here he says he knew his predecessor, very familiar with the original Spider-Man. Now, I have to tell you, eventually, I won't spoil it for you, eventually, they'll reveal who he is, but Peter David's original plan would have been so much better. And you're feel free to check out the Marvel fan site if you need to know better or know more. So they'll reveal who he is, but like I said, I really wish they would have gone with the original idea. So the CEO says that this hurt their faith in him, and that he should restore that faith promptly. So the CEO disappears. Tyler calls Winston, and he wants a public eye squad immediately. So they're gonna have them go downtown and search for Spider-Man. If he's dead, he wants the body. If he's not, he wants him. Of course, he says that the Flyboys won't be happy, but Tyler doesn't care. He wants Spider-Man. So I love these vertical panels here. Very cool. Kind of give us a sense of height. So Spider-Man here is not feeling very well. He's kind of talking to himself. And then we're, of course, he's remembering falling. So Lila is, of course, is his artificial intelligence, kind of like his AI. I don't know how you'd call it, assistant. So And he's like, I think I need a doctor. So, but he keeps talking to Lila. And so this is oh my god, Casey Nash. She's the girlfriend of Spider-Man's brother, Gabriel. So she's looking for Spider-Man. So um she owes him, so she wants to make sure she pays him back. So, and then of course uptown, here's the boyfriend Gabriel, and he's with Dana, who's the girlfriend of, or fiance or whatever, of Spider-Man. So Gabriel is kind of trying to brush off Dana here. She wants to know why he wants to take off after he saw that Spider-Man video. He brushes it off and basically tells her that he has an appointment that he needs to get to. So, and of course, she keeps asking him, what is it that you're not telling him? So she keeps asking questions and he just keeps ignoring her. So he's gonna go, and it looks like he's heading downtown. So looks like he's gonna be looking for Spider-Man, or for his girlfriend. Actually, that's who he recognized. He doesn't know that Miguel is Spider-Man at this time. So we're now again downtown, and we have a doctor here of some kind, and he sees the bike. So he says, "Watchdogs," and he's like, "What do they want?" He says, "There's, if they're looking for drug handouts, there are none." And sees the buggy, and he peeks inside, and of course sees Spider-Man. I like how he yells Ymir's bones, very Thor. I believe that there's a religion dedicated to worshiping the Asgardians during the 2099 universe. So we got the public eye flyboys here, and these are the two watchdogs, and the police or the flyboys are gonna let him work with them, but they're not really doing it. He's saying, "Why are you being so nice to those third-rate watchdogs, clowns?" And he says, "So they can be cannon fodder." So, and then this mysterious person here in silhouette, kind of winged here. He asks, why the flyboys are downtown and what are they after. So Spider-Man kind of awakens back, and you can see they didn't take off his mask completely off. Dr. Morrow tells him he was not dead, but he was very close to it, and you can still see that he's still talking to Lila. So So he tells him he had a broken ribs, lung filling up with fluid, multiple contusions. He can't believe that he was still alive. So Spider-Man, of course, isn't thinking very straight. He puts on his uniform. The doctor's saying, "We can help you." Um, Turns out that he found out that he's a Thorite, but he's not wearing the outfits. He says, not everyone wears the outfits. He said, in fact, most people don't. He begs him to please stay, that he's making a mistake, and Spider-Man's like, just one in a long line. So says he didn't mean to be rude, and then that the doctor was trying to help. He's gonna go to the buggy, sees them approaching, and so yells. It says cruise as fast, and it says here that the control has been overridden. This unit is disengaged, so he punches it. So, and they blast at it. So, it's kind of funny. Why would you blast it? They just told you to get him alive. But so they see him running, so they start. Again, if the art makes you feel a little Bill Sienkiewicz, I totally get it, because it just has that messiness to it. that Bill Sienkiewicz Inc. would have. So you can see him here grabbing, and so they got him trapped, and someone is coming from above them, and you can see the shadows. I don't really show it, but take off the heads and all that. He's like, good Lord. And he's kind of, again, just going in and out of consciousness. And so he's grabbed by the new Vulture. So this is the Vulture of the 2099 universe. So that concludes our issue. So Spider-Man 2099 number 6 by Peter David, Rick Leonardi, and Al Williamson from 1993. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.